K Shalom, Shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Kuhuluyumla, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakahakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yahkanan Nawah. Just coming at you with another quick lesson. Praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And yeah, this is why women shouldn't be in the workforce working with men. And this is supposedly a judge, shouldn't be usurping authority over the man anyway. But it says a cop and married judge who had loud sex in chambers left disgusted staff listening to moaning and kissing sounds. Deputy Chief Kelly Collier has been revealed as the high-ranking Atlanta Police Department officer who allegedly had an affair with federal judge Eleanor Ross. There you go. Let's get that scripture I quoted. Because women, they don't have no judgment, and these men don't either. They'll tell you that they're Christians. I'm willing to bet you both of them are Christians. They believe in sweet white baby Jesus. I'm willing to bet you that. This lady should be at home, and this is one of those reasons. These women, they go to these jobs and they're around another nigga for 8 hours a day. What do you think is gonna happen? And that's the results of Esau running the kingdom. Women shouldn't be around other men like that, man, especially for that long, because it don't take nothing but a few seconds, eye contact. That's it. She gawking, he gawking, and you lusting over another man's wife or whatever. 1 Timothy 2:11, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. Here you go, she's usurping authority over him, basically. Neither one of them got judgment. She's supposed to be a judge, and he's supposed to be somebody, of the shield that's out here. Probably ain't no telling how many bags of dope he done planted on somebody. When niggas got judgment like this, they capable of anything, man. You can't even go to work and chill your ass out knowing the woman is supposedly married. But these women don't care. And see, she's 58. She's damn near 60 doing this. So her judgment, even if she wasn't a judge, is stupid as hell at the age of 60. And you married? Look at this doofy ass nigga with that Martin Luther King mustache. Anyway. Just crazy work, bro. Anyway, but hey, this is Esau's kingdom. It's not to be surprised, and this happens all the time too. This is not just they're gonna throw Jake out there, so-called blacks. As soon as they can get a story like this, they like, oh, see, look at them, see. But you got all kinds of stories with these Edomites doing that same shit. You just had a sheriff gun down a Edomite judge and shit for messing with his daughter or something. You just had another teacher, these Edomite women, these teachers dealing with these kids in these schools. That list is long as hell right now. Anyway, an investigation has since been launched following Collier's being unmasked for the reported steamy tryst with the married Obama-era jurist. Bloomberg Law reported. The pair reportedly had sex in chambers during business hours, loud enough that other court staff could hear moans, a judicial complaint said. The committee, and you think that somebody in there would say, girl, pull that bitch to the side, or pull that nigga to the side, like, man, y'all need to cut that shit out, or you just ongoing with it. The Committee on Judicial Conduct and Disability of the Judicial Conference of the U.S. last week confirmed it had received a formal grievance on the alleged ordeal. Online, Collier is listed as a Community Service Division Commander. Yeah, he's community service, all right. In a statement, the agency said an investigation had been launched to determine if the person mentioned in the Committee on Judicial Conduct and Disability of the Judicial Conference of the United States is indeed an employee of the Atlanta Police Department. And the brother had done a video a few days back talking about pretty much Atlanta, and just that place is just through on every level. Ross was subject to a private reprimand, so she got a private reprimand for the alleged affair, according to a source. She is Atlanta-based U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Georgia and had been nominated by President Barack Obama and confirmed by the Senate in 2014. Previously, she served as a state court judge, a federal prosecutor in the district, and a prosecutor in the Fulton County District Attorney Office. So you that goddamn smart, but you that fucking stupid. Ross has not spoken out publicly regarding the warning, and a special judicial conduct committee of the 11th Circuit. It was revealed that the judge, who wasn't identified, engaged in sexual intercourse in chambers during business hours over the course of 2-year relationship. See? And so you know they just the talk of the building. And you in here, judging cases. Fuck out of here, bro. The public available report said the relationship demonstrated a gross lack of judgment. Oh, you think? And resulted in a Chambers workplace that was extremely uncomfortable and troubling for clerks. The affair with an unnamed police department commander created a conflict of interest risk. Yeah, because if he's arresting people and she's judging the people that he's arresting, like, come on, bro, that shit don't even make no sense. While unidentified at the time, the report said the officer and affair partner had worked for the police department since 1998, served as the commander of a certain division last year. The information aligned with Collier's biography on the police department's website, as well as his now deleted LinkedIn profile. But Ross did not preside over any case in which Collier or the police department was a party to. Anyway, she received a private reprimand for her misconduct following the special committee finding she had demonstrated a strong propensity for rehabilitation and continued diligent service to judiciary. So yeah, they gonna give the nigga woman a chance. She also agreed to write an apology letter to the former clerks interviewed during the investigation and not serve as chief judge or other judicial leadership roles. Some critics have slammed the penalty for being too lenient, for allowing her to remain anonymous, and didn't give litigants in her courtroom the opportunity to raise any conflict of interest concerns they might have. The judge's misconduct strikes at the heart of judicial integrity and destroys public confidence in an impartial, ethical court system. Yeah, right. The judge was also found to have improperly attended a partisan political event. Yeah, all that good shit. So that's pretty much the story. But let's go into the apocrypha real quick. And this is what happens when women have the ability that to get abroad. Bitch, 60, bro. But that's how it be though. You know what I'm saying? Because women they want attention. They like attention. They have to have attention. And probably at that age, I was just watching that video with the apostle he posted. I seen the brother he reposted it. Little short video with this chick was like, "Old bitches getting no love." It's crazy, bro. Ecclesiasticus 25. Just wicked, bro. This whole chapter 26 as well, is just, it goes in on a woman, man. Because imagine her husband, imagine her children, imagine her grandchildren if she got any. They have to hear about you being banged out while you look. Probably she probably won't even wear no clothes under that robe. She probably ain't have on no clothes, probably no panties, no nothing. This nigga just raising the robe up, slapping her down real quick, and going back out there. You know what I'm saying? And standing there, alongside the damn bailiff. Crazy work, bro. Ecclesiasticus 25 and 13, also known as the Book of Sirach. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman, and any affliction but the affliction from them that hate me, and any revenge but the revenge of enemies. Verse 16, I'd rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. I can imagine the husband hearing about that, bro. You know he got to know. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Them police officers. And, when you go into Romans 13, it talks about, it goes into the authorities, and pretty much the police officer, and him bearing that sword, and him being the minister of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh. So you're supposed to be upholding the law because you're the one that's going to arrest the ones that's not. And here you go, you breaking the fucking law. But see, in America, this right here is not even a law that's even penalized. Because in the ancient days, by the law, this man would have been put to death along with this bitch. But they're in the top positions of judgment. She's a damn judge and he's a damn commander. Shows you how backwards and off America is, man. Okay, verse 20: As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. That should have been on him. Desire this bitch not for pleasure. The bitch got a husband. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. And that's probably what's going on too. She probably the breadwinner in the house. A wicked woman abated the courage, making an heavy countenance and a wounded heart. I'm telling you, her husband, her children, her grandchildren, her relatives all around her, they gotta be like, this bitch. A woman that would not comfort her husband in distress, making weak hands and feeble knees. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Verse 25: Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. If she go not as thou wouldst have her, cut her off from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. And that's exactly what her husband should be doing. But he probably still with her. Who knows? They might have made it to the point where she probably didn't even have to nobody, because they try to make it seem as if she was under wraps, like she was pretty much hidden from this bullshit. And that's how Esau gets down too, man. He loves that woman. He gonna set that woman up. I mean, this whole chapter too. I mean, chapter 26 goes in on her too. Um, yeah, man, it's so much of it. Ecclesiastes 26:6. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and scourge of the tongue which communicate with all. An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that hath hold of her is as though he held a scorpion. A drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causes great anger, and she would not cover her own shame. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Watch over an imputed eye, and marvel not if she transpass against thee. So you can't even marvel not, because especially here in these Americas, you can't even be surprised. What you should be surprised about is she's not cheating, if she's not committing adultery, because they have the ability to do it. You got 24 hours out of the day, and she's out 12 of them. No, she got too much time on hand with that fucking phone in her hand. She's scrolling through shit. This bitch sitting here, she's texting a nigga while you right next to her in bed. Verse verse 12, it says, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down, and over her quiver against every arrow. And she gonna give up that box to anybody that's available. You give her enough. If she around a nigga enough time, she's gonna eventually do something with that nigga. And a lot of the times, it don't even make no difference how a nigga look. If they spend enough time together, you got a woman that's spending enough time with a dude. If she's at a job and she work an 8-hour shift, in 4 hours of that shift, she's dealing with this person one on one, so to speak. She's eventually gonna, they're gonna find a way to do something. They're gonna go to lunch. Next thing you know, they got a hotel room for their hour lunch. Crazy work, bro. It says, verse 13, the grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. Yeah, you ain't really getting that these days out of these chicks. But you get the point. Verse 22, I'm going to jump down to verse 22. A harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, so both of them niggas gotta be wicked. Her husband and that the commander nigga. But a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. A dishonest woman contemneth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. So you got a damn judge. You know this bitch is dishonest as hell. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, which is a bitch. But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. But she that dishonoreth him and her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. Yep. Whew. Yeah, man, that's pretty much about it, though. I didn't want to keep it long. I just seen this because I seen this article yesterday. I didn't know they didn't have all the details to it, so I seen it again. I'm like, all right, more details to it. I can get into it. Yeah, brothers, just know that where we are right now in this kingdom, it's just best not to go on paper with any of these women, man. You getting married on paper here in America, that's foolishness these days. 2026, that's foolishness, man. That is foolishness because she got the upper hand. It don't benefit nobody but her. Then you got dudes that's going out here, man. They marrying women on paper with and the bitch got kids by other men. That's one thing that chick was talking about too. She had the 5 facts, so she was like, "I'm gonna give you bitches a bonus." I think it was number 4 on the list. She just said, "Bitch, your kids is a liability." Straight up, man. So just be careful, man. Pray to Yahweh about Shemi Shai, because you can meet a woman and she can be married, and that bitch can be lying all along. You want discernment, man. Pray for discernment, or pray. You meet a chick, you know what I'm saying? Like, Lord, what's good? Just ask the Lord, hey, show me what's good. She good to go, or what? And the Lord will reveal it, man. So I'm gonna end out there. Pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yasha Allah and the blah blah blah.